Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review today. And this one right here, I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty excited about to hear because this one has a ton of hype coming into this right here. And of course, my job is to give you guys the no hype review, to give you guys what you can truly expect realistically when it comes to this fragrance, and ultimately you guys will make that decision whether this fragrance is worth buying or not. Now before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel. So if you've already done so, thank you so much. And if you haven't, all you got to do is go click guys, and you will be part of the fam right here. So thank you for your support guys. Let's get it. Now the fragrance that we will be talking about today comes from the house of Amouage. That's right, Amouage in Oman. And Amouage right here guys, I've made a lot of videos already when it comes to their best of the best guys. And in my opinion, Amouage is definitely one of the best companies out there when it comes to perfume. In the niche world, they are one of the best. And why do I say that, guys? They are one of the best, in my opinion, for two simple reasons, guys, okay? Number one, Amouage makes a lot of really good full bottle worthy fragrances, guys. And I can't say the same for other companies. Some other companies are just not as consistent. But when I look at Amouage, guys, even to this day, where I'm collecting samples now, because of course, all I do is expand my collection, I still go back to my full bottle, rotation worthy Amouage fragrances, guys. So that's one reason right there. And the second reason, guys, why I think Amouage is so great is because they do make a lot of really good masculine fragrances, guys. That's right, they're very good at masculine fragrances. They're just uber macho, just screams of testosterone right there whenever I wear like an Amouage fragrance. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to me on this, guys. And when it comes to fragrances like Overture Man, Interlude Man, even Reflection Man, I mean even Gold Man too. Oh man, I forgot about Gold Man. All these fragrances, I mean, are very masculine macho fragrances right here. So those are my two reasons why I like Amouage so much. So if you haven't even owned any of these guys, man, you are missing out. You better look into my library. I got a lot of the best right there. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Amouage Opus 14 Royal Tobacco. Yes, Royal Tobacco right here. This is the official sample of Royal Tobacco from Amouage right here. This one is part of the Opus library collection. And when we think about the word Opus, we think about the word or the term magnum opus, right? And that is basically in the music, art, or literature world. And the term magnum opus, guys, when used in relation to a piece of art or music, basically says, hey, this one right here is at the top of the top. This is an important piece of art. It's of the highest level right here. The artistry used here is at the top. And so basically, guys, that's the difference when it comes to this collection right here. This is the Opus collection. So you can expect that this is, you know, artistry in motion when it comes to perfumery right here. And I will come back to this, guys. I will talk about the Opus side of Royal Tobacco as we continue on this video. Now, also, this fragrance is called Royal Tobacco because it combines a couple things, guys. Number one, it does combine the royal frankincense of Oman. This is what Oman is known for, guys, the royal frankincense, as well as the tobacco that comes from Cuba, guys. Okay, so they talked about it in the literature, guys, from Oman to Cuba. So this is pretty interesting right here. That's why it's called Royal Tobacco. So what will this fragrance entail for us, guys? Let me go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, let's talk about Amouage Royal Tobacco, shall we? So on the opening notes of Royal Tobacco, you are going to get cardamom, incense, elemi resin, bergamot, anise, and basil right here, guys. Now I know just by hearing that, you guys are probably like, damn, what the heck? Like, these are really, really interesting notes, guys. And you can really tell, like I said, that this is part of the Opus collection. It's definitely artistic in nature. And for many of y'all, I'm pretty sure that you did not expect this combination right here on a tobacco fragrance. Now, this opening for me is quite nice and is also refreshingly different from what you would normally expect in tobacco fragrances. In other tobacco fragrances where redundancy is high, what do you usually get, guys? An immediate curve that heads into a fade to black. That's kind of like the redundancy of tobacco fragrances. But right here, guys, you are going to get a fresh, spicy, and green intro, as well as that immediate royal frankincense that comes in from this fragrance right here. I really like this fresh, spicy green intro, care of the following notes: cardamom, elemi resin, as well as basil right here. And here and then you are going to get some whiffs of bergamot as well, guys, but mostly it's going to be fresh, spicy, and green, guys. And like I said before, one of the reasons why I love Amouage fragrances is because it's masculine. And this one right here, as you get those piney whiffs, those green whiffs, the spicy whiffs in the beginning, definitely, guys, you'll be like, oh, this is definitely a man's cologne right here on the intro. But also you are going to get the swirl of frankincense, and this is pretty genius as well, because in my opinion, if you're gonna make a tobacco fragrance, guys, one of the things that people are gonna expect is some semblance of tobacco, at least, or some people are gonna expect tobacco in the beginning, or some notes that resemble tobacco or the sensation of tobacco. And Amouage did a good thing here by adding frankincense right here in the beginning, guys. So there is that smokiness, that beautiful frankincense. But like I said, the thing that stands out for me is the fact that it is fresh, spicy, and green right from the get-go. And also, guys, you will get the spice of anise right here. The anise zing is definitely going to be there in the opening. I think it's part of the artistry to make it really interesting, guys. So you are gonna get, think about it, some nice, beautiful incense, fresh, spicy, with some anise. Guaranteed it is going to be masculine. If you like Amouage for their masculinity in their perfumes, definitely you're gonna get it right here in the intro. Now, this opening right here does not go away quickly, and that's another thing I like about this fragrance. It doesn't go away in like 15 minutes. This stage right here with a manly green spicy mix with the frankincense lasts pretty much like 45 minutes to an hour, guys. So you are gonna get a pretty good stage when you are smelling these spices, the greens, as well as the frankincense, before the next stage of Amouage Royal Tobacco. Now, in my opinion, guys, this part is one of the most likable parts of this fragrance right here. I don't know, it makes me feel like a statesman or an ambassador or a head of state. It does make me feel that when I'm wearing this right here, because of those beautiful green whiffs, while there's also frankincense at the same time. So if you are a man of status and that's what you want to portray while you're wearing this fragrance, no doubt, guys, this intro right here, this masculine, fresh intro, will definitely do it for you guys. At least for me, that's how I felt. It's a very status, manly perfume. The start is very, very good. Okay, guys, let's talk about the mid of Amouage Royal Tobacco, guys. So right here in the mid is where things kind of change, guys, okay? And it becomes more of what you can expect out of a tobacco scent, because in the beginning part of Royal Tobacco, you are going to get those whiffs of green, spicy, fresh, with that whirling dervish of incense, guys. And then now as we head into the mid, it becomes a lot more predictable as the tobacco scent actually develops. Obviously, right here in the mid, you are going to get tobacco, which is a prominent note right here in the mid. It is inspired by the Cuban connection, guys, and because of that, I mean, definitely I can say that this tobacco smells like pipe tobacco. Okay, it smells like pipe tobacco. And this tobacco, guys, without anything mixed with it, it would be kind of like harsh, you know, it would smell kind of harsh. And in my opinion, guys, Amouage did a good job by adding certain notes to smoothen this pipe tobacco note right here. Right here, guys, the big note right here that I want you guys to know about is the note of fenugreek. That's right, fenugreek. And what's fenugreek? I don't know. This is like the first time I've ever heard of fenugreek used in a perfume, guys. And fenugreek, when I did research on it, it basically is the maple syrup smell, okay? It creates or recreates the maple syrup smell. And I can tell you guys, it's straight up maple syrup. Some thick, syrupy maple does come into this fragrance as a blanket to sweeten up this tobacco, or this supposed harsh pipe tobacco. It does create this really nice sweet base right here in the mid. Now this part right here with the fenugreek, in my opinion, is refreshingly new, guys. For those that are into tobacco scents, that are really looking for something totally new, a totally new combination, something you've never ever smelled before, definitely you are gonna get it here with the fenugreek. I mean, I definitely did not expect that, but this fenugreek is totally refreshingly new, a new angle when it comes to tobacco scents. And they did add some beautiful lingering notes right here to add to that fenugreek, so you're not just getting like straight up maple syrup, you are also going to get the lingering note of plum, which is famous when it comes to tobacco scents. But let me tell you, the plum is not like the star of the show. The plum right here is not going to be super strong to where it overcomes the tobacco or the fenugreek, but it will be a lingering plum. You can definitely smell that lingering plum out there, and it does add to the beauty of this mid right here. Now the mid of Amouage Royal Tobacco right here also has a host of floral notes. That's right here in the mid, you are going to get some orange blossom, rose, as well as osmanthus flowers right here. Osmanthus right here is the standout floral note here in the mid of Amouage Royal Tobacco, and it's quite exotic. That's the way I think about it. It's a different floral note, smells like apricot. It's like a very soft floral note, but then again, it's quite different from everything else. Now the thing about these floral notes, guys, is that these floral notes are actually balancers, okay? These are balancers to that really thick and heavy tobacco fenugreek combination. So actually, when you do smell some of these florals, these underlying florals, there's no way you can kind of smell them on their own. You're still going to smell the tobacco fenugreek combo with that licorice and the plum, but these nice florals are underlying right here. Again, osmanthus is probably the strongest out of all these florals, and it's quite nice. It balances this mid out pretty well. Now there is another note that I like right here, which is kind of like that undercover note that again denotes the masculinity of Royal Tobacco. And if you try this on, maybe you'll get to smell this undercover. This is none other than lavender right here. That's right, lavender, as we know, is one of the most used notes when it comes to manly, gentlemanly perfumes, guys. And believe it or not, even with all those notes put together that I just mentioned, the lavender will still be something you can smell right here. And again, it will continue the trend from the fresh, spicy intro, guys, into the lavender. Therefore, again, making you feel like, man, this is a pretty masculine perfume that I can use thanks to those facets of this perfume right here. The lavender is pretty key. Now here's something that I previously discussed on one of my recent videos, Boudicca the Victorious Tobacco Sapphire. I said that one thing that makes a tobacco fragrance really good is the appearance of these cutting notes, these notes that cut through the thick smoke of that tobacco. When it comes to this fragrance, Royal Tobacco, I will say this, there are a lot of notes that really cut through the smoke, and that's pretty evident right there from the opening. All these notes cutting through that incense, and then right here in the mid, you're gonna get licorice, you're gonna get florals, you're gonna get plum, as well as that undercover lavender, guys, that does cut through that thick blanket of tobacco. And I think that is what makes this raise your eyebrows and say, oh wow, that's pretty nice. Now as we head into the dry down, guys, I will say this, that what you are gonna get in the dry down of this fragrance is continuity, guys, okay? This one right here has a lot of continuity. It's unlike the first part and the second part, the start and the mid, where you do have a couple curveballs right there that you don't expect. But right here, guys, on the dry down, when the bass notes kick in, you are going to get some wonderful continuity. A good example, guys, is the tobacco right here in the mid. So as you guys know, in the mid of this fragrance, you're gonna get that pipe tobacco, that somewhat harsh pipe tobacco smell right there. And they will continue that trend here into the dry down with the notes of birch tar and gaiac wood for additional smokiness and even probably some harshness to continue that trend right there. But then you have the re-emergence of frankincense. So the royal frankincense does come back here in the mid to smoothen things out, guys. And guess what? There's also smoky vetiver. So right here, guys, you are going to get a good continuity, some smokiness, some harshness a bit with that magical frankincense. But damn, that vetiver, as you guys know, this is again part of masculine perfumes, guys. So the appearance of vetiver, I think again, will appeal to those who are looking for gentlemanly perfumes. You're gonna catch it right here on the dry down. And of course, that fenugreek, that maple syrup type scent, will graduate into a bunch of sweet ambery notes, guys. Okay, and we're talking about benzoin, we're talking about bourbon vanilla, we're talking about labdanum, peru balsam. A lot of these ambery notes are working together right here in the end to basically continue from that amazing maple syrupy fenugreek. Now, what would this fragrance be without any exotic notes? You know, when it comes to Amouage, you gotta have them. That's the identity, at least, of Amouage right here. So you already have some frankincense, guys, but you're also gonna get some myrrh. That's a standout exotic note for me, as well as some oud, guys. And the oud right here is some dark oud wood. I wouldn't even say it's animalic, but it's a standout oud wood that matches the frankincense very, very well, as well as the gaiac wood, guys. Okay, so you're gonna get slight hints of oud, but it's really gonna be myrrh. That's really a standout exotic note right here. And in my opinion, that is what gives this, you know, that Amouage character that we expect. So here's my feedback on this fragrance, guys. I think that this fragrance is an absolute winner right here, and it will appeal to a vast amount of audiences, both new and old, those that are already familiar with the style of Amouage, as well as those basically hunting the next tobacco fragrance. I think that this fragrance, Royal Tobacco, gives a refreshingly new angle, a new take to tobacco fragrances that maybe a lot of y'all, such as me, have never experienced before. And you will definitely get that in this fragrance right here. If you're sick and tired of the same old tobacco scents, you will get a different take right here. Now, also, what I really like about this fragrance is how they added these undercover gent scent notes into this fragrance. And I know there are a lot of notes right here, and hopefully I described it to you in detail how these notes really develop. But man, the fact that they added some fresh spicy green stuff in the beginning, and then they also added what, vetiver and lavender, I mean, that's really, really cool. Because as I'm smelling and enjoying this thick tobacco scent that obviously is for the fall winter, I'm still getting these whiffs of like gent scent. And I think that that is worth talking about right here. It's a very likable part of this scent. And obviously you are going to get your tobacco fix, okay? You're gonna get your tobacco fix with this scent because it starts off already smoky with that incense and ends with incense as well, but it's got that tobacco right there in the mid, tobacco absolute. So you're definitely gonna get it. It is definitely a fall winter type of fragrance right here. I can't wear this right now outside in the heat, but definitely, guys, as fall starts, this is definitely a nice fragrance to wear. The only reason that I see you guys not liking this fragrance will be the fenugreek, that part right there, the maple syrup part of Amouage Royal Tobacco. I mean, to me, I liked it, but if I consider like the vast population of fragrance collectors, definitely you are going to get some people that are not going to like, you know, the smell of maple syrup mixed with tobacco, okay? But of course, there's more than that. I'm just saying that this one right here, the fenugreek, is a very prominent note here in the mid that you may or may not like. Performance-wise, this fragrance performs pretty well. This is a thick fragrance, guys, okay? It's not going to be a massive projector, but definitely it's going to be a very strong aura scent, guys. It's a draw-in aura scent, pretty strong sillage right there that will last you over 12 hours. It's possibly even more. I mean, I'm pretty sure when I woke up the next day after trying this fragrance, I could still like smell it around me. So it could be more than 12 hours, but for sure this fragrance is no slouch and it will definitely draw in people around you. This fragrance definitely fulfills the 2 pointers that I dropped earlier about why I think Amouage is so good. Number one, because it's a great masculine scent. This is a great addition to Overture, for example, and Jubilation, and also that it is full bottle worthy. This fragrance is definitely a fall winter full bottle worthy fragrance. And again, this one speaks of status. And I think that that is why this is like the royal tobacco. It's a status perfume, a manly perfume, and definitely more complex than your average tobacco scent that everybody else already has. So definitely this is way different than the average. All right, so that is it. That is my review of Amouage Opus 14 Royal Tobacco, guys. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of Royal Tobacco. If you have tried it, did you guys feel that it's a bit different than others? And did you enjoy it? Did you blind buy it? I would love to know your feedback right here. Again, there are no right or wrong answers. This is just my take, but I would love to know about your take as well. And again, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Again, liking and subscribing and watching the ads is a great big deal to my channel right here, guys. And we are headed to 13K. I'm so excited. I'm sure we're gonna hit that pretty soon. So thank you guys for your support, and I will see you guys on the next video. God bless, take care. Peace.